What is going on, guys? Frigate Trades here, bringing you another new weekly stock watch list. Before we get started, though, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. And without much more being said, let's go ahead and continue into the video. So, as far as tech earnings go for the week, we have gotten all of the big ones out of the way for the most part. As far as this oncoming week, we have stocks like Spotify, AMD, Google, which are probably going to be the bigger ones of this week. Amazon as well, reporting Thursday. Can't trade Amazon just because of tax reasons, so I won't be looking too forward to that one until next week when I can actually trade it, because I won't be trading it during earnings week. But those are all pretty much the big ones that I'm keeping an eye out for. PayPal's another one as well, if I didn't mention that one. So lots of good stocks to report this week, and any good post earnings plays as well. And if you're part of the chat, then you know that we caught some crazy and some insane post earning plays this past week. So it'll be pretty exciting. And then after this, I believe one of the last few ones that we're all really excited for is NVIDIA. So that'll be the one that we're all going to be keeping an eye out for in the next few weeks and seeing where NVIDIA reports along with Q1 for this new year. So, but that's it as far as earnings go. We can go ahead and dive into the watch list. So first things first is, you guys know I'm going to cover ES and NQ. Obviously trading this a little bit ahead of time after futures has opened. You guys could see that we did gap down by a lot. So the original plan before futures did open here was I was going to be watching with ES. I was going to be watching the double top that we have created at 61.63, with us creating a gap down and potentially more movement to the downside. And since the upside is pretty unrealistic now, I'm going to be focused on 59.50 with that double bottom you guys see here right now on ES, around 59.50 to 59.40, around that area for more continuation to the downside. And then after that, I have room down to 5900. So it's a pretty broad area. This is a pretty choppy area on my ES chart, so there really isn't too many clean levels that I want to keep an eye out for. For the meantime, I'm going to keep it pretty simple, just because we did get a gap down on futures and it was a lot. I believe around 100 points on ES is equivalent to $10 on SPY, according to my source. So got that with ES, so 59.50 to around 59.40 for a continuation to the downside is what we'll be looking at for tomorrow or for the rest of the week if we happen to bounce overnight or whatever the case is. As far as NQ goes, I mean, it's the same story here, right? I mean, we're going to get the first things first with what's going on with the market with futures. So NQ dropped over by almost 500 to 600 points here as well. Upside, unrealistic now going into tomorrow. Not unrealistic for the week, but as far as going into tomorrow for Monday, upside is not in the plans anymore. But of course, anything can change overnight again. So going into the downside, though, I do have actual good areas here on NQ for a continuation to the downside. First area I'm going to be looking out for is 20,800, and then after that, 20,700. And you can see 20,800 being important because of this 4-hour trend line we have in the bottom here. Now, we have only rejected off of it once, but the 2 times that we have touched it and rejected it, we have bounced a significant amount. The first time where we actually created the trend line, it bounced by 400 points. And the second time we actually came down and touched it, we rejected by a roughly 400 to 300 points. So usually with my trendline rules, I try to stick to more than 2 touches from its starting point. So it's only touched to 1 point from here. But this is a trend line to keep an eye out for and seeing if this has any effect if we happen to see more downside on NQ. So those are the levels I'll be watching at NQ. If we happen to come back up to the upside later on in the week, I'll be looking at 22,000 or 22,100 for upside. So as far as the watch list goes, I'm not sure how much is going to get affected here. Unfortunately, Apple, I was looking at this 233 area. You can see we have created a flat bottom here. I'll go to the 30-minute time frame here. 30-minute or the 1 hour. Either one works really well here. But the 1 hour, you can see here how clear this 233 flat bottom is. Now, with the market gapping down a significant amount, this play is probably cooked. But if it isn't, it is something to keep an eye out for. But I would be careful with it, though. Let's say, in instance, tomorrow morning, SPY or ES is exactly where it's currently at, and Apple didn't break 233. That could be potentially a red flag for this trade because the market gapped down and Apple is actually holding up. So it could be a red flag for the trade and to avoid it. So it's something we're going to have to wait and see tomorrow and seeing how Apple's going to react with that. So Apple 233, if that happens to hold up. The next play that I have, which shouldn't quote unquote be affected by the market, but it could, would be coin. Now coin is a little bit further away. It is currently at 289. Coin obviously doesn't move too much with the market, but with big moves, it eventually needs to catch up with it to some extent. So with this play, I will be looking to the upside because this doesn't have earnings until next week. As far as levels go, I'd be looking at 305 and then 310. If I go to the 1 hour here, you guys can see the trend line that we have touched off of multiple times now, 4 times from its starting point. And the breakout would be around 305 or 306. 305 just because it'd be more likely to set up a wall there than somewhere around 306. So, and then after 305, I have room up all the way to 310 with a high we've made once crypto and Coinbase started breaking out at the same time. So that is on my main watches as well. Next up is Microsoft. Now, Microsoft does have a lot of room down. It is a stock we don't normally trade. I know it is really weird. But when the market gapping down, we have 2 potential setups on this. We can either look at the 410 level, which I could see us either being open, the stock opening up at that level tomorrow morning, or just being below that. But you guys can see how many times we have respected the 410 level as of recently, as of, let's see, November 6th, and how many times we have held above that level. So Microsoft 410 is a potential area to keep an eye out for, and then Microsoft at 406 as well. So 2 really good flat bottoms that I'd be looking at for this stock, and with the market gapping down, this could cause the stock to finally get these moves that we've been waiting on for a while now. So that's Microsoft. And then I believe, yeah, last is NVIDIA. I don't have Tesla on my watch list just because it was in no man's land for me. I was either going to wait for 420 or 380 on that, if you guys want the levels on that one. So as far as NVIDIA goes, I would have to go to the 1 hour or the 30-minute time frame. Either one works here. But if I go in the 1 hour here, you guys will see what I'm talking about. Again, with the market gapping down, these levels could be cooked, but we'll just have to wait and see tomorrow and see where the market is at and where all of these stocks are going to be at. So as far as NVIDIA goes, I will be looking at 118, and then after 118, I have room down to 116. After 116, I'm looking at 115 on NVIDIA. So as far as future levels go, we save those for the chat. I'm not going to go too in depth with the chart just because, again, I'm going to save that for stock hours. If you guys are part of stock hours, then you guys know that we save these pre-market ideas every morning for you guys at 9 a.m. Eastern, where we tell you guys what we're looking at for the day. So, but yeah, those are the levels that I have for this week going into tomorrow and the rest of the week. We'll have to see how the market's going to keep reacting to this tariff news, because that's what I assume the market is reacting at right now. So, but with that much more being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. And without much more being said, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend and enjoy the week. Peace out.